What if the most dangerous plant you have ever encountered is sitting right now in a pot at your local garden center, labeled with nothing more than its common name and a watering schedule? No warning, no poison symbol, no indication whatsoever that what you are about to carry home and place in your garden, near your children, near your pets, near your hands, that will touch it while weeding, is capable of killing a person or an animal with frightening efficiency. Because it happens every single year, and today I'm going to make sure it never happens to you. Here are the 10 most dangerous plants you should never buy from a nursery without understanding exactly what you're bringing home. Plant 1. Angel's Trumpet, the beautiful killer in a hanging basket. Angel's Trumpet, Brugmansia, is one of the most visually spectacular plants sold at garden centers anywhere in the world. Those enormous, pendulous, trumpet-shaped flowers, hanging in clusters of cream, pink, yellow, and peach, sometimes reaching 12 inches in length, are genuinely among the most dramatic blooms in the entire ornamental plant world. They smell extraordinary in the evening, they photograph magnificently, and they are sold at mainstream nurseries across the United States, Europe, and Australia, with almost no warning about what they actually are. Every single part of Brugmansia is toxic. Roots, stems, leaves, flowers, and seeds all contain tropane alkaloids, including scopolamine, hyoscyamine, and atropine, in concentrations that can cause severe poisoning from relatively small exposures. The symptoms of Brugmansia poisoning are among the most frightening of any plant toxin. Rapid heart rate, extreme pupil dilation, inability to urinate, hyperthermia, violent hallucinations, amnesia, and in serious cases, seizures and death. The hallucinations produced are not the pleasant disorientation of recreational substances. They are described consistently by survivors as profoundly terrifying, indistinguishable from reality, and lasting hours to days. Children are at particular risk because the flowers are attractive and the seeds, contained in large woody seed pods, are accessible and visually interesting. Multiple documented cases of child poisoning from Brugmansia exist in emergency medicine literature, from children who handled flowers, touched their faces, or put plant material in their mouths. Pets, particularly dogs who chew vegetation, are also at serious risk. There are documented fatalities in animals from Brugmansia ingestion. The plant is legal to buy and sell in most jurisdictions, which is precisely why this warning matters. A plant being available at a reputable garden center provides no safety information whatsoever. If you currently grow Angel's Trumpet, grow it with full awareness of its toxicity, keep it completely inaccessible to children and pets, and wash hands thoroughly after any handling. If you have young children or animals with access to your garden, the safest decision is not to grow it at all, regardless of how beautiful it is. Plant 2. Jimsonweed, the roadside poison that looks like a garden plant. Jimsonweed, Datura stramonium, is the wild relative of Angel's Trumpet and shares its toxicological profile almost completely. The same tropane alkaloids, the same terrifying hallucinogenic poisoning symptoms, the same capacity for serious harm and death from relatively small exposures. Where Brugmansia is sold as an ornamental, Datura often arrives uninvited in gardens as a weed from contaminated soil or bird-dispersed seed. But ornamental Datura varieties are also sold at nurseries for their similarly dramatic white or purple trumpet flowers. The spiny seed pods that Datura produces, covered in stiff green spines, are one of its most identifying features and one of its most dangerous. The pods split open when ripe to release seeds, and children who handle the pods can transfer alkaloid residue to their hands and subsequently to their mouths. The seeds themselves are highly toxic. A child consuming a small number of Datura seeds requires emergency medical treatment. What makes Datura particularly concerning compared to Brugmansia is its widespread naturalization as a weed in disturbed ground across North America, Europe, and much of the world. You may not buy it, but it may arrive anyway. Learn to identify it by its large, coarsely toothed leaves, its single, upright white or purple trumpet flowers, and its distinctive spiny seed pods. Remove it immediately on site if it appears in any garden space accessible to children or animals, wearing gloves and washing hands thoroughly afterward. Plant 3. Poison Hemlock, the plant that killed Socrates. Poison Hemlock, Conium maculatum, killed Socrates in 399 BC and has continued killing people and animals throughout the millennia since. It is a tall biennial plant in the carrot family, with hollow stems marked by distinctive purple-red blotching, lacy white flower heads that closely resemble those of edible plants like Queen Anne's lace and wild parsnip, and a mousy, unpleasant smell when the foliage is crushed that distinguishes it from its edible relatives to those who know what to smell for. The toxicity mechanism of poison hemlock is neurological and frightening in its clinical progression. Conium, the primary alkaloid, causes ascending muscular paralysis that begins in the legs and works upward through the body. The mind remains completely clear and aware throughout. Death occurs when the paralysis reaches the respiratory muscles and the victim can no longer breathe. This is precisely the death described in Plato's account of Socrates, the gradual ascending paralysis that ended only when it reached his chest. Poison hemlock grows as a weed in disturbed ground, roadsides and stream banks across North America and Europe, and it is not sold at nurseries intentionally. The danger it presents is the danger of misidentification. The white flower heads of hemlock closely resemble those of wild carrot, elderflower, and other edible plants that foragers seek. The hollow stems resemble those of angelica and cow parsley. Every year, people are poisoned, sometimes fatally, by consuming hemlock misidentified as an edible plant. Learn this plant's identifying features: the purple spotted stems, the unpleasant smell, the smooth rather than hairy stems, as a safety priority if you forage wild plants at all. Plant 4. Water hemlock, the most violently toxic plant in North America. Water hemlock, Cicuta species, shares its common name with poison hemlock, but is a different plant with a different toxicological profile, and by some assessments, an even more immediately dangerous one. The United States Department of Agriculture has described water hemlock as the most violently toxic plant in North America. The distinction is earned by the nature of its poisoning, which causes sudden, violent grand mal seizures that can begin within 15 minutes of ingestion and can be fatal within hours. The toxin, ketotoxin, acts on the central nervous system with a speed and severity that gives emergency medical responders almost no time to intervene. Ketotoxin is concentrated most heavily in the roots and rootstock, which resemble a cluster of small parsnips and have been consumed fatally by people who misidentified them as edible roots or wild parsnips. Animals grazing near stream banks and wet meadows where water hemlock grows are regularly poisoned, and livestock losses to this plant are documented annually across North American agricultural regions. Like poison hemlock, water hemlock grows wild rather than being sold commercially. It inhabits wet ground, stream margins, marshes, and ditches. The hollow-chambered rootstock that releases a yellowish sap when cut is one of its most distinctive identifying features. If you spend time near wetland habitats, learn about this plant. The speed of onset of severe poisoning means that by the time symptoms develop, the window for effective intervention is already dangerously narrow. Plant 5. Deadly nightshade, the legend that lives up to its name. Deadly nightshade, Atropa belladonna, is the plant whose name has meant poison in the European consciousness for so long that the warning is baked into the common name itself. Yet it continues to be sold occasionally as a curiosity or medicinal herb plant, and it continues to cause poisoning incidents, particularly in children, from the shiny black berries that are genuinely attractive to small hands and that taste sweet enough to encourage eating more than one. The alkaloid profile is similar to Brugmansia and datura, atropine, and scopolamine in dangerous concentrations throughout the plant, with the berries being simultaneously the most toxic and the most appealing part for accidental ingestion. As few as 2 to 5 berries can kill a child. Adults have died from consuming 10 to 20 berries. The berries are glossy black and grow in small clusters that have an aesthetic resemblance to blueberries and blackcurrants, sufficient to confuse a child who does not know the difference. The name belladonna, beautiful woman in Italian, comes from the historical use of drops of the plant extract to dilate pupils, considered attractive by Renaissance Italian women. The same atropine derived from Atropa belladonna is still used medically today in precisely controlled doses for eye examinations and cardiac emergencies. The pharmaceutical use underscores both the genuine biological activity of the plant and the extreme dose sensitivity of that activity. The difference between a medicinal dose of atropine and a fatal one is measured in fractions of a milligram. Do not grow this plant anywhere accessible to children or animals. The warning in its name is not decorative. Plant 6. White snakeroot. The plant that killed Abraham Lincoln's mother. White snakeroot, Agaritina altissima, killed Nancy Hanks Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's mother, in 1818 through a phenomenon called milk sickness. Cattle that grazed on white snakeroot accumulated the plant's toxin, tremetone, in their milk and meat. Humans who consumed that contaminated milk or meat developed milk sickness, a condition characterized by trembling, vomiting, severe weakness, and often death. Milk sickness killed thousands of settlers in the American Midwest during the 18th and 19th centuries before the cause was identified. The plant itself is a moderately attractive woodland wildflower with clusters of small white flowers in late summer and autumn, growing in forest edges and shaded areas across eastern North America. It can be sold by native plant nurseries as a late-season flowering woodland plant without adequate warning about its toxicity. The fresh plant is directly toxic if consumed by humans or animals, and the milk sickness transmission pathway remains a concern for anyone keeping dairy animals that have access to woodland areas where white snakeroot grows. Identify it by its opposite toothed leaves, its flat-topped clusters of fluffy white flowers in late summer, and its preference for moist woodland edges. If you keep goats, cows, or other dairy animals, survey your land for white snakeroot and eliminate it from any area where your animals graze. The historic death toll of this plant from the milk sickness pathway represents one of the most consequential plant toxicity stories in American history. Plant 7. Manchineel tree, the most dangerous tree on Earth. The Guinness World Records list the Manchineel tree, Hippomane mancinella, as the most dangerous tree in the world. This is not a title awarded lightly, and it is not a title that requires any qualification or nuance. Every part of this tree is toxic, and multiple exposure pathways exist that make it dangerous without even touching it directly. The small apple-like fruits it produces, called beach apples or Manzanilla de la Muerte, little apple of death in Spanish, are extremely toxic and have caused deaths from consumption. The sap causes severe chemical burns on contact with skin. Standing under the tree during rain causes the rainwater washing through the foliage to carry sap compounds that blister exposed skin. Burning the wood produces smoke that causes severe eye inflammation and can cause temporary or permanent blindness. Even resting against the trunk has caused skin reactions in people who encountered the tree without knowing what it was. Manchineel grows naturally in coastal areas of Florida, the Caribbean, Central America, and northern South America. It is not sold at nurseries as an ornamental and has no horticultural use. The reason it appears on this list is the danger it presents to people who encounter it in its natural coastal habitat without knowing what it is. It is an attractive tree with pleasant-looking fruit. People have eaten the fruit not knowing what it was. The consequences have been fatal. If you travel to Caribbean or Central American coastal areas, learn to identify this tree and maintain a safe distance from it in all conditions. Plant 8. Lantana. The colorful cottage garden plant with a hidden danger. Lantana, Lantana camara, is one of the most widely sold flowering plants at garden centers worldwide. Its clusters of tiny flowers that change color as they age, from yellow to orange to red or from white to pink to purple depending on variety, make it an extremely popular choice for containers, hanging baskets, and cottage garden borders. It is drought-tolerant, long-flowering, and available at virtually every mainstream garden center throughout the growing season. It is also toxic, particularly the unripe green berries that form after the flowers fade, and it is one of the most common causes of child plant poisoning calls to poison control centers in countries where it is widely grown. The unripe berries are the most dangerous part, containing lantidine compounds that cause nausea, vomiting, weakness, and in serious cases, liver damage and photosensitivity. Ripe blackberries are less toxic, but should still not be consumed. The foliage causes contact dermatitis in sensitive individuals. The critical safety point with lantana is the berries. The plant flowers and sets fruit simultaneously, meaning the dangerous unripe green berries are always present on a flowering plant. In gardens with young children who may handle or mouth any garden plant, lantana should be either planted out of reach or avoided entirely. The brightly colored flowers and berries are exactly the kind of visually appealing combination that attracts the attention of small children. The plant's widespread availability and its innocuous garden center presentation as a cottage flower mean that most people who buy it have no idea this risk exists. Plant 9. Wisteria, the beloved climber that poisons children. Wisteria is one of the most romantically beloved plants in the ornamental garden. Those cascading clusters of lilac, purple, or white flowers that hang from established plants in late spring, sometimes covering an entire house wall or pergola in a cloud of fragrant bloom, represent for many gardeners the pinnacle of cottage garden beauty. It is sold everywhere, grown everywhere, and photographed everywhere. It is also toxic, and the toxicity is concentrated in seeds and seed pods that are attractive to children. All parts of Wisteria contain wisterin and lectin compounds that cause severe vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. The seed pods that follow flowering contain the highest concentrations, and the seeds inside the pods have caused serious poisoning incidents in children who opened the pods out of curiosity and consumed the seeds. The ASPCA lists Wisteria as toxic to dogs, cats, and horses, and veterinary poisoning cases from Wisteria are regularly reported. The practical management of Wisteria toxicity risk in a garden with children is to remove seed pods before they mature and become accessible. Wisteria that is regularly dead-headed after flowering produces fewer seed pods. Complete removal of the plant is rarely necessary for households with older children who understand plant safety, but for families with very young children who put everything in their mouths, the climbing habit of Wisteria often places its seed pods at exactly the height most accessible to toddlers. Know the risk. Manage the plant accordingly. Plant 10 Euphorbia, the toxic latex that burns eyes and skin. Euphorbia is not a single plant, but an enormous genus containing over 2,000 species, ranging from tiny annual weeds to large succulent trees. What they all share is a milky white latex sap that bleeds from any cut or broken stem, and that is toxic, caustic, and capable of causing serious injury with relatively brief exposure. Euphorbias are sold at virtually every garden center and nursery in dozens of forms, from the common poinsettia at Christmas to popular succulent species to ornamental border plants like Euphorbia characeas, and almost none of them carry adequate warnings about the sap. Contact with Euphorbia latex causes skin irritation ranging from mild redness to severe chemical burns depending on species and exposure duration. Eye contact with Euphorbia sap is a genuine medical emergency. Multiple documented cases exist of people sustaining serious, and in some cases permanent eye damage from Euphorbia sap contact, typically when pruning or breaking stems that then splash or drip sap into unprotected eyes. The eye damage occurs because the caustic compounds in the latex can cause corneal inflammation severe enough to cause lasting vision impairment without immediate medical treatment. Always wear gloves when handling any Euphorbia, particularly when pruning, propagating, or removing stems. Eye protection is genuinely recommended for pruning work on larger Euphorbia species. Wash any skin contact with sap thoroughly and immediately. If sap contacts eyes, flush immediately with large amounts of clean water and seek medical attention without delay. The extraordinary diversity and beauty of the Euphorbia genus means that avoiding them entirely is unnecessary. Growing them with full awareness of the sap hazard and with appropriate protective measures makes them manageable. Growing them in ignorance of that hazard creates an entirely preventable risk. These plants are in gardens, at nurseries, and growing wild in landscapes around the world right now. The information in this video is not meant to frighten you away from gardening. It is meant to make you a more informed, safer, and more responsible gardener who knows exactly what is growing in your outdoor space and what precautions that knowledge requires. Smash the like button if this video just changed the way you think about plant safety in your garden. It helps this information reach parents, pet owners, and gardeners who genuinely need to know it before an incident, rather than after one. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these plants surprised you the most. Did the Lantana berry risk change your thinking about a plant you already grow? Did the Manchineel story stop you completely? I read every single comment. Subscribe and ring the notification bell because every week we give you the plant knowledge that makes your garden safer, smarter, and more beautiful. See you in the next one.